Thanks to our generous donors and supporters, Compassion and Choices continues to make unparalleled transformational progress in helping patients to claim their voice in end-of-life choice and care. After an unrelenting 7-year effort led by Compassion and Choices with the steadfast support of Bill's sponsor, Deputy Assembly Speaker John Berzacelli, and hundreds of volunteers, we changed this reality in New Jersey. In March, the legislature passed the Medical Aid in Dying for the Terminally Ill Act, and 18 days later, Governor Phil Murphy signed the bill into law. Of course, our efforts did not stop with authorizing medical aid in dying in New Jersey. As we do in most other authorized states, we immediately launched a campaign to implement the law so terminally ill New Jerseyans can access it, with a video introducing the law to residents and a series of online tools and resources for patients and doctors alike.
There's an organization called Compassion and Choices. They are currently constructing some resources that'll be able to help people find doctors that will participate. For me, I want to steal that last 6 weeks from cancer.
The momentum from our New Jersey victory bolsters our campaign to pass the Medical Aid in Dying Act in neighboring New York, where we commissioned a Medscape poll showing 2/3 of physicians statewide supported the bill and drawing the endorsement of Governor Andrew Cuomo.
I say pass the bill. It's a controversial issue. It's a difficult issue, but the older we get and the better medicine gets, the more we've seen people suffer for too long. I think it's a situation we have to address, definitely.
Medical aid in dying bills advanced in 19 state legislatures this year, including New Jersey and New York. Compassion and Choices staff testified at 21 hearings, including one in Maine, which became the second state to authorize medical aid in dying this year, thanks to efforts led by local groups. And we protected the law from challenges in the courts in California and New Jersey.
Even in states like Oregon, where this option exists, there are still far too many regulatory roadblocks for a dying person to be able to access the law. Fortunately, you here in Oregon, the pioneers of this movement, once again stepped up to the plate. Earlier this year, Oregon State Senator Floyd Przansky introduced legislation that gave doctors permission to waive the 15-day waiting period for patients who were imminently going to die. And in July, Governor Kate Brown signed the bill into law.
The successful rollout of Compassion and Choices President Emerita and Senior Advisor Barbara Coombs Lee's book, Finish Strong, Putting Your Priorities First at Life's End, catapulted our organization into new territories of visibility in the end-of-life options movement.
Too many patients approaching life's end are not equipped, encouraged, or shown how to claim their voice. The disparity is especially true among African Americans and Latino communities, whose members are less likely than white counterparts to complete advance directives, to enroll in hospice care, to receive adequate pain management, or to access medical aid in dying.
As you know, African Americans are at the highest of every disparity. Take a pick, we're at the top of it. So we need tools to help through the dying process.
The outreach in the communities is very vital in that we have to get the information to people, especially in the African American community.
To address this reality, Compassion and Choices staff and African American Leadership Council are waging an aggressive campaign to persuade African Americans about the importance of end-of-life care and planning.
This is a culture-changing, transforming movement. It is going to change the way we live and change the way we die. And we will be better for it. We will be more civilized for it. This is an advance in humanity, in the way human beings live, with compassion and love and care for one another.
To reach the Latino community, we partnered with civil rights icon Dolores Huerta to conduct a bilingual education campaign featuring online videos urging expanded end-of-life options in New Mexico, Nevada, New Jersey, and New York. Having watched her mother die in agony from breast cancer, Dolores comes to our issue with her own story and dedication.
Esas 6 semanas fueron un horror para nosotros porque pudimos mirar a nuestra madre que estaba sufriendo cada día.
In response to pleas from hundreds of supporters, Compassion and Choices finalized a pair of customizable online dementia planning tools, Dementia Values and Priorities Tool, and Dementia Decoder. The result of years of research, planning, scrupulous vetting, and other investment, the tools empower any person to document, before losing capacity, their preference to forego medical treatments and allow for a natural death at a predetermined point should they get dementia.
I want to outsmart my disease and deny it the ability to erase my own personhood during my last lap. The Compassion and Choices Toolkit gave me agency. It gave me a way to codify it. And now I have on paper for my loved ones and the medical team to see how I want to live and what I don't want to endure at the later stages of this disease.
To close the year, we celebrated the 5th anniversary of our historic partnership with Brittany Menard and her husband Dan Diaz by launching a month-long public education campaign. It included honoring them during our annual Day of the Dead celebration in California.
While most of us will never be on the cover of People magazine or have the visibility of the extraordinary Brittany Menard, we are all shepherds of her legacy. It's a shared legacy that empowers loved ones, neighbors, strangers, and we ourselves to reclaim our voice, defend our dignity, and assert our values at the most challenging point of our lives. Thank you for honoring Brittany's courage by summoning your own. Thank you.